My favorite charity, and I'm just going to say that because it truly is, it is Long Island Cares, and there is a personal reason why. Largely in part because all of the great work they do is so important because there is no face of hunger. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul is with us now from Long Island Cares. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? And thanks for having me.
Man, Harry Chapin,
Right.
love the man. Tell us how this particular food service started. How did the food bank start?
Well, it started, it opened in 1980. And it was a progression of Harry and Sandy Chapin and a bunch of people who were close to them. Harry had a passion for the issue of hunger and ending hunger in his lifetime. And he went to Nassau. He started by going to New York State.
Okay.
And basically said, can you give me property? I want to open up a food bank. He was in touch with national organizations. He knew what was required. And the state basically challenged him and said, if you can raise $25,000 from Nassau and Suffolk County, we will give you $25,000 and we'll give you property. And he did it, and Long Island Cares was opened in 1980 on the grounds of Pilgrim Psychiatric Center in Brentwood. They donated 2 buildings. And here we are 37 years later with our own building now and warehouse and Hop Hog and 3 satellite locations. It was Harry's vision, Harry and Sandy Chapin. And sadly, as you know, Harry passed away a year after Long Island Cares opened. So he never saw the growth of the organization.
And it's doing tremendous work. And it's not, you know, when we talk about hunger, it's not just people that are hungry, it's people that are food insecure, right? Can you tell us that criteria? How does that work for someone?
Well, actually, Donna, in my opinion, it's mostly people who are food insecure. We're talking about people who don't have access or the resources to put 3 healthy meals on their table daily. They may have 2, they may have 1. Their children probably are participating in the free or reduced school breakfast and lunch program. The majority of people on Long Island, it's close to 300,000 people who are affected by food insecurity. The majority of the people are the working poor. These are families who are working 2 and 3 jobs, trying to manage rent or mortgage, car payments, insurance payments, buying food, taking care of medical expenses, and all the other things that many of us, you know, struggle to make sure that we can take care of. And they're just in a position where they just don't have all the resources to make this happen. And that's where Long Island Cares comes in.
How can somebody participate? What's the process? How do you become a family that can actually, I guess, get approved to get the help? How does that work? Where do they apply first?
Well, the first place they go to is their local food pantry.
Okay.
And, you know, there are close to 600 organizations here on the island that provide emergency food, whether it's the pantries or the soup kitchens, the Head Start programs, senior citizen daycare programs. And if someone on Long Island feels that they're struggling and they don't have the resources to put enough food on their table, the first thing is not to feel ashamed, because you're not alone. 10% of the population is struggling with this on Long Island. So either go to your local food pantry or contact Long Island Cares, and we'll put you in touch with your local food pantry. And just go and ask for the help. And, you know, people that work in the emergency food system on Long Island are just wonderful people. They don't judge anyone. They don't, you know, ask a lot of questions to make you feel uncomfortable. If you need the food, here. And it's not only food, you know, it's personal care products, it's household supplies, it's pet food if you need it. People just need to, you know, build up enough self-confidence and courage, I guess, to just ask for help. If you ask for it, it's there.
Absolutely. It's all in just asking, having the, and not, like you said, not feeling ashamed or not feeling embarrassed, you know, because that is why this resource is there. It's for that. And how can people give back? So let's say a family does participate in the program, but now they're doing better. You know, how can they give back? Or how can corporations make a difference? Both. How does somebody help on the other end?
Well, you know, the corporate community on Long Island has always been very generous to the not-for-profit sector. You know, we're one of thousands of charities that benefit from corporate giving and people supporting, you know, different causes that, you know, they're sort of attached to. But people can get involved in Long Island Cares in many different ways. You can volunteer, and all you have to do if you want to volunteer, either in our warehouse or in our satellite programs or at our special events, is give us a call at 631-582-FOOD. Log on to our website at licares.org, click the volunteer button, there's the form, fill it out, send it over. They can get involved by hosting a food drive.
Oh, wait, like me.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden it just dawned on me. I was like, wait, do what I do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But do a food drive.
You can do a food drive. You can have a specialty food drive if you want. You can collect pet food. You can collect personal care products. You can collect diapers for children. And then, of course, if you want to donate monetarily, you can do that too. And we've had many cases where people have used our services, been involved with us for years, and then became more self-sufficient and came back to volunteer. And that's very gratifying for all of us.
I think it's lovely. And also in end-of-life planning, you know, like if they were going to name you in their will, it would be a worthy thing that gives back to the community.
Sure.
And, you know, I was smiling because I was like, oh, yeah, do what I do. I'm just going to tell the audience. So every year for the last several years, I have had an annual Memorial Day weekend barbecue, and my charity of choice is Long Island Cares, and we have 3 big, gigantic containers where we collect food, and everybody brings canned goods, and it's so joyful and so wonderful, even in the simplest way. So if that's something that you would consider doing in your family, please, you know, you could take my lead, or there's lots of great ideas on the Long Island Cares website. Thank you for joining us on Live It Up, and we're hoping to make a difference. Thank you so much for watching this segment.